We're good.
Oh, man, where'd that light come
I
from?
don't know. Well, it's bright.
Wow. I didn't know there was a light on there.
That's awesome. What's up, everybody? Jesse Burdick here for PowerWOD.com, answering a couple of questions here in lovely Las Vegas for the Power Project. I'm kind of blinded by that light. That was great.
Blinded by the light.
We get a lot of questions, a lot of injury questions that end up getting forwarded over to me that I either answer or I don't answer. I get to as many as I can. I apologize if I skipped a couple. But it's important that everyone knows that while I really do enjoy wearing a white coat, I'm not a doctor, neither is Smelly. But what is important to know is that while we're not doctors, we're always going to refer to doctors. So we always refer people to Kelly Starrett, MobilityWOD.com. Always say go and see what's going on if you need an MRI. Get more information. While all doctors aren't exactly what you want, they are going to be able to provide you with some more information. Information is power, and with that information you can make better decisions and help yourself get better and kind of move forward, get better in your injury. So as a general rule, go ahead and follow through if you have health insurance. Follow through with, as much as you can. When you start to run into some roadblocks and some weird stuff, try and get a second opinion. And, if you need a little bit of help or anything, this is what we're here for. Obviously, we're not going to be answering detailed medical questions. But the reason we can answer injury questions is because we've been here for 15 years. We've been lifting. We've been in the gym for a long time. We've been athletes for a long, long time. We've seen a lot of injuries. We've seen a lot of people come back from a lot of injuries. We've seen a lot of people come back from injuries in different ways. So it's important to understand that there is a process in all of this. While we're not the end-all, be-all, we are certainly here to help you. And we have a good enough reputation in helping people and good enough reputation and a good enough idea of how and where to refer people to. But as a general rule, you want to kind of follow the due process in all of your medical stuff, and then once you need some help, that's what we're here for. So just want to make sure that everyone kind of understands that and goes through the right things and then can kind of move from there.
With that being said,
yes.
Let's say I hurted my back.
You hurted your back.
And just for example, let's say it's really tough for me to do squats.
Gotcha.
Because I hurt my back, and I'm trying to come back from it. I want to get back underneath the bar. I want to squat again.
Sure. So there's a lot of things to take into consideration for every injury. As a general rule, most Americans are sitting down at work, sitting down in the car. They're doing a lot of stuff where they're just bent over. So now you go in and you try and stand yourself up. Hopefully you have some active glutes. Hopefully you're smashing on your quads. You're probably not. You end up kind of in a compromised position, put a little bit too much load on the back, and then you kind of get a little bit dinged up from there. So if it is a true lower back problem, I always suggest people kind of clear out their glutes first. So when you're getting into the gym, yeah, I know. Clear out the old pipes. Get in there, do some just general glute activation, whether that's just standing on one foot, trying to bring your toe into the top of your shoe. Glute bridges.
What was that first one?
Try to bring just standing on one foot.
Oh, okay.
Stand on one foot, trying to bring your toe, the foot that you're standing on the ground with, try and bring your big toe into the top of your shoe. That's going to force you back on your heels. That's going to force your glutes to fire as much as you can. And just stand there for about 30 seconds, switch to the other side. Glute bridges, where you're laying on the ground, your feet flat, bring your ass kind of up into the air. Only thing to watch there is make sure you don't have an excessive arch in your lower back. Make sure that you are, and after that, once you have, your glutes are, kind of active and moving around, got to open up pretty much your quad to, your hip flexor in this area, because this is the area that's bent over. So if you can do any sort of a rolling, grab a bar, kind of smash on that real quick, get into kind of a reverse lunge.
So that area that you're pointing to, that's like super tight.
This is exactly what you're doing for 10 hours a day, and then you're going
shortened up.
You're just nice and shortened up. So you try and stand yourself up as much as you can. Stretch that out, just general mobilization. Again, obviously going to refer you over to MobilityWOD.com. Any sort of hip distraction stuff with the band is always going to be great. But as a general rule, almost all the time, lower back injuries are due to inactive glutes. Your glutes are supposed to move in a figure eight. and your lower back is supposed to be static. So when you're seated in a position, your glutes start to turn off. What ends up happening is your body searches for movement, and movement therefore ends up coming from the lower back. And your lower back moving it's not supposed to move, and your body knows that. It only lets it move so far. That's when people just kind of seize up and kind of go from there. So the more active glutes you have, the more you're able to stand up and kind of squeeze your ass, the better off it is.
So maybe get off the heavy weights just for a little bit, do a little bit of maintenance, a little cleanup work, and then kind of see where you're at from there.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people come immediately right back to it, where it's just roll your glutes a little bit, just open this up, and then just take it slowly, kind of coming back in, and just be smart. Remember the process that got you better, and just repeat that every time before you go in there, before you deadlift, before you squat. If it is I had a herniation, etc., something along those lines, that sort of a back injury, again, follow doctor's advice, chiropractic advice, and come back slowly, as slow as you can. Always going to refer to the old golden rule of if it hurts, don't do it. That's your body's way of telling you not to do something. Mm-hmm. So if you ignore it and you go ahead and do it, your body's going to say, well, you know what, fuck you, and then you get hurt again. So just kind of take it slow. You don't have to be a baby about it, but you know the difference between being hurt and being injured. So you really don't want to kind of cross that line.
Tell us about that shirt you're wearing. What's up with that sweet shirt?
CSA Army, baby. CSAgym.com. These are
CSA is what? Stands for who?
CSA stands for Combat Sports Academy. That's the gym that I work at.
Should I go up there and just start throwing down with some people?
Just come on in. We got a bunch of
a couple cupcakes up there.
We got a couple of professional fighters that would love to have you guys in the ring. Combat Sports Academy in Dublin, California. Anybody's welcome. Come on in. We're moving into a new facility in December. Going to be about 13,000 square feet. So it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. So come on in and bang.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.